Our lives have definitely taken on a slower pace in the last sort of 6 to 9 months. It's been a really beautiful time to be at home and spend that time together. Sometimes we don't leave, which is maybe a blessing and a curse, but it is so beautiful to spend that time together and have a space to do it with each other and also our family and friends visiting.
Hi, I'm Henry.
And I'm Olive, and we are the owners and builders of Fieldhouse.
The field house is situated on the outskirts of Byron Bay on the Northern Rivers, New South Wales North Coast.
From the outset, our brief was pretty simple. We just wanted a family home that would support our family growing as we've just had a daughter, and also a place we can spend time with family and friends. We gave this brief to Fraser Mudge, who came up with a really beautiful design that sat really softly sort of in its surrounds and gave us that beautiful open plan family home. As you open the large glass sliding door to enter the home, you're then in quite an open plan living space where we have the kitchen that steps down into the living and the dining. There's a beautiful day bed that you can lounge on. One of my favourite interior moments is the custom curtain I had made using different panels of silk. It lets through really beautiful light in the morning and then also in the afternoon, and that movement creates quite a soft element to the living and media room. The design of the kitchen is really minimal, so we wanted to ensure you still had that opportunity to hide your toaster and your kettle and all those things you don't want out on display day to day. So we had the pocket doors designed that they can be fully open and tucked back in, or you can have that closed for a really seamless space. As you then move through the property, there's 2 wings to the house, and to the right is the master and ensuite, which is quite private and its own area that we use and spend a lot of time in. In both the ensuite and the guest bathroom, we kept it really simple and minimal with a stunning Japanese tile. We used a little bit more of a pinky kind of creamy hue for the ensuite, and then the cream of the guest bathroom to keep it just calm and bright and light. And then to the left, we have the guest bedrooms and bathroom. This creates really beautiful separation between the space we use and that of people visiting. It is unique to have the builder and the designer both as the client. This means that, there's definitely the function and the fun, and both those elements come into play. This also means as the building progresses and things evolve, we can be really adaptive and change and really look at the best way to come together.
Building your own home compared to a client home is such a different process. I still work closely with Fraser, Mudge, the architect, to design the architecture, nailed all the details, which then me being the client and the builder allowed me to build this house without the back and forth of getting approval from the client. We would just have a weekly catch up, which then allowed that to speed up the building process. We wanted this house to be nestled in and feel like it has been here and lived in. So the biggest challenge on this project was the exterior cladding. It worked out to be 8,000 linear metres of spotted gum. We put a lot of attention to detail in the cladding as we have worked out the whole house to work out full boards everywhere and worked out the ceilings line up with the walls, which I think the cladding on this project is one of the main features.
For the interiors, from the outset, it wasn't so much about an era in time or some kind of design structure. It was more about a feeling and a sense of warmth and bringing those things together quite naturally. I went for warmer timbers and different soft furnishings that kind of created more of a home. One of my favourite interior moments for the home is in the guest bathroom, where we used timber for both the built-in sinks and the top of the bath. I had these custom designed and I think they came up really beautifully and created something a little different while creating that warmth for the space.
Once we got the house out of the ground and the build started progressing, we then worked closely with Olive's sister, Henry Cooke, who is a landscape architect.
We were really fortunate with this block that we already had existing hedges on either side. It gave it this real private kind of feeling. And the first thing we did when we bought the block a few years ago was plant out that boundary. Those trees have grown and given us that privacy from the front road as well. We worked closely with Effie to choose natives and really beautiful plants that would feel soft and really well established in a short period of time. Feels like we've kind of been here for a lot longer than we have. We wanted the landscaping to be really low maintenance, and the plant choice was also really considered to bring in native wildlife and have it feel really settled and at one with what's already here. I feel like the landscape around the home is the thing that changed the most as we progressed through the build. We had ideas for sort of a veggie patch or a pool area, and then that expanded to a sauna, a wellness sort of space, and a tennis court. These things weren't what we'd first envisioned for the space, but they came along and ended up sitting really beautifully in the surrounding areas. This house for us represents a new chapter. It's sort of been the starting point to us starting a family, which we wanted for years, and it's finally happened as we've settled here together and had our daughter Paloma. So I think it'll forever be a really special place